subscribe to the channel, leave your like, and share for more stories. The Whisper in the Darkness. Lucas had always dreamed of living alone, far from the chaos of a city. When he found a small country house for a price he could hardly believe, he saw it as the perfect opportunity. The house was in an isolated area, surrounded by hills and dense forests, providing a peace he had never experienced before. The move was smooth, and in the first few days, Lucas felt like he was living a dream. However, the tranquility didn't last long. On the third night, he woke up suddenly with the strange feeling of being watched. It was as if someone were in the room with him, but when he turned on the light, there was nothing there. His heart racing, he lay down again, convincing himself it was just his imagination. But then he heard it, a faint whisper, almost imperceptible, as if it came from inside the walls. Lucas got up again, walked to the bedroom door, stopped, and listened. The sound was there, now a little louder, but still indistinguishable. The whisper followed him as he walked through the house. The hair on his arm stood on end, and he tried to calm his mind. Maybe it was just the wind or the natural sounds of an old house. He went back to sleep, but the uneasiness stayed with him. The following night, the same whisper returned, this time more intense. It sounded like the voices of several people speaking at once, but he couldn't make out what they were saying. The main voice, however, seemed to be calling his name. Lucas. Lucas. The sound enveloped him, a mix of curiosity and dread overtaking him. He followed the voices to the hallway, where he noticed the sound was stronger near an old locked door he hadn't tried to open since moving in. What could be behind that door? The next day, Lucas couldn't think of anything but the door and the whispers around it. After a frustrating search for the key, he decided to break the lock. The creak of the door opening was accompanied by a cold wind, and behind it was a staircase leading to a basement, something he hadn't known existed. He descended the steps slowly, a flashlight trembling slightly in his hand. The air was damp and heavy. At the bottom of the stairs, the basement revealed itself to be small and dimly lit. In the center, an old rocking chair stood, completely out of place. And then he saw it. Old photographs hung on the walls, showing various people, all in black and white, with serious, empty expressions. One of the photos caught his attention. It was of a middle-aged man with a cold stare, but what startled Lucas the most was the fact that the man in the photo was wearing an identical jacket to the one Lucas had recently bought from an antique shop. His breath caught in his chest. Suddenly, the whispers returned, this time clearer. "Help us," the voices murmured. "He is here." Lucas felt the ground tremble slightly. Something in the house seemed to shift subtly, as if the walls were alive, pulsing with the voices. He backed toward the stairs but tripped. When he turned to get up, the rocking chair was now slowly moving, creaking rhythmically. Panic overtook Lucas. He ran up the stairs as the whispers turned into screams of agony. When he reached the top, he slammed the basement door shut and locked it again. The next night was unbearable. The voices were in every room, louder and more desperate. "Leave. He's coming back." Desperate, Lucas fled the house in the middle of the night and vowed never to return. What he didn't know was that, as he left, he was not alone. Something had followed him,